I have.
Blazing the steel. Bring the heat. Mixing non-stop with the hottest DJ.
I'm your host, Joshua Diaz.
Non-stop.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There is not, really? This to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has.
is not, really? This to me. Right. Idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has.
is not, really? This to me. But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys. But I have to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
What's going on?
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and where about the boys.
Love Before Hate, 10-month member. Thank you so much. And Betsy Legal, 11-month member. Thank you. Oh my God, what was that? Thank you so much. Want to welcome you into the lab. I'm your host. You know my name. Maybe you don't. So I'm going to tell you. Joshua, it's Joshua Diaz. And it could be spelled two different ways. But only one way is right. And that one way is D-I-A-Z. Yes. Yes, you heard that. Oh, look at Cat H coming in with the 8-monther. Let's go. Good to be here. Good to see you guys. How's everybody doing tonight? So let's just get into it. I mean, there's nothing else. Look, that Richard Allen is tiny. Like tiny. Oh my God. Why is he so small? I mean, he's small by small standards, right? Holy crap. To me, that makes everything creepier. And I'm not saying that just because he's a tiny little feller doesn't mean that he didn't do this. I mean, he's a husky boy. You know, he's got some girth. He can, he'd intimidate kids, especially if he had a gun. Yeah, like Bridge Guy, he's tiny. He's a tiny little whatever. Like he's wow. You guys see him? I mean, look at him standing next to like normal sized people. Those guys aren't even like abnormally big. He's just abnormally small. Like he looks like one of the lollipop people from The Wizard of Oz. Like looks like he's been following the yellow brick road for too long. Boy. He looks like he runs the filtration system at the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. He looks like Mini-Me's stunt double. Good God, he's short. Huh. I can't get over that. I don't know why. I'm trying to get past it. But like you paint that dude orange and throw a wig on him, he could play every Oompa Loompa in the new Charlie and Chocolate Factory. He's an under the bridge guy. He's a something. I mean, look at him. It's weird. It freaks me out a little bit. Yep, he is short and he's got on that stab. Is that what that is? I thought it was just an oversized jacket. Is that what that is? It's a stab jacket? Look at that thing. Wow. I don't know what his height is. Oompa, doompa, doompa doo. I have on a stab jacket. I didn't know that was a thing. But it makes sense. They're like, hey, can you bring us the smallest stab jacket you can find? Yeah, but we only have them for normal sized people. And then they bring that out and that's what he's wearing. He put on so much weight. Yeah, I think he's always been a fatty, hasn't he? He hasn't always been a fatty. I think he's always been kind of a chunk of dunk, right? No? Well, whatever. Let's just talk about it because it was let's watch a little. Now go get in your car seat. All right. You get you a Happy Meal on your way back. Hop on up there, Bubs. He's just little, man. Like, it's weird. It is really odd. It's almost like a mythical, magical movie where, like, they have some weird alien in custody and it takes like 1 million security guards. Literally, there are, I know right now, I know a 7-year-old boy wrestler who would be able to transport him back and forth, no problem. Wouldn't be a big deal, you know. I got him. I don't need a stab. He doesn't need a stab jacket. I got him. It's weird, right? He's weird. He would have gone to Disneyland, but there was no point. Because he can't ride the rides. Okay, so let's just move on. Now, this is a guy by the name of Andrew Baldwin. His interview is quite interesting, to say the least. Oh, my God, what happened there? Let me make this a little smaller. Boom, baby. Okay, all right. All right, guys, we're just warming up. He eats free at IHOP. Okay. So let me, whatever. So 6 days ago, he received counsel. And this is who they plucked out of the random, I don't know. I don't know who the hell this guy is. I don't know if he's a public defender or if he's a paid lawyer. I don't know what he is.
Somebody to help
Nor do I really care.
us out because he is innocent. He has told us that very emotionally. He has thanked us for our help. And we are anxious for the public to read this. We're anxious for this thing to get going. And, we'll see. And when you guys read the PCA, presuming that the judge grants our motion,
Which they did not.
you will have to question, is this what happens after 5 years of an investigation? Is this what it is? We don't have any other evidence. We don't have any discovery. That's all we have, and we are not impressed.
When you say this would help you to get it out, how would that happen?
Well, you never know what person out there might read something, and it might ring a bell. It might cause them to point the finger in the direction of the actual killer. This whole business of the two people being involved, the conjecture from the prosecutor today was new information for us. I've been on this case, folks, for 6 days, so I don't know a whole lot. We have not seen the evidence, and
So how do you know he's innocent? I mean, I get it. You're the defense lawyer, but you're like, dude, this is all you got? I haven't seen the evidence. This is all you got?
Another person involved? I mean, that's new news. So
That's not reflected in the PCA?
not the PCA that I read.
You read the same one that everybody else has, I'm assuming.
Not the PCA that
Do you
I
have
read.
any information about the potential involvement of Keegan Klein in this case?
I have no information about that.
Why do you think it's important for the public to see this probable cause affidavit?
Again, I think it's important because somebody might read something, a line about, you're going to see maybe about a vehicle or about a person or about a time frame, and it might ring a bell, something that they hadn't thought of before. And when they read that, then they can contact us as lawyers. We're getting lots.
It's like, so this is how it goes. And once again, sorry for interrupting this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So basically, the conversation that they had, they sat down, they looked at Shorty and said, "Hey, did you do this?" And he went, "No." And then they said, "It's good enough for me. Not guilty. Got to release him."
Lots of information from lots of people across the country, especially locally. We don't know what is hoaxes. We don't know what's true. We don't know if it's a podcaster's,
By the way, yeah, he keeps talking about podcasters. He brings up podcasting a bunch. I think he's a fan.
opportunity to get
Probably the Lab. He probably listens to the Lab. If he doesn't, he should. It's good.
in the limelight. We don't know what's real, but we're going to look at every single person that contacts us. We're going to contact them, everybody, and we're going to figure out if what they know is helpful.
What, if anything, has your client, Richard Allen, said this has impacted him and or his family?
Obviously,
They're going to be like, "Mr. Allen, take the stand. Get the phone books."
this has impacted Richard.
I know. I'm kidding and I'm joking, and I get it. This isn't a funny subject because what happened to the little girls, because it's absolutely terrible. But Richard Allen can frig off.
And his family tremendously. I mean, his wife is just a wonderful person, and she loves her husband. They've been married for over 30 years. They
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
were basically high school sweethearts. They love each other, and she fully supports him, but it is devastating. She's scared. She doesn't want to leave her house. She did leave her house. She thankfully is in a little bit better place than she was a month ago, but this is all new to them.
Do you
Yeah.
see anything about why investigators are focused on your client?
You guys will read the probable cause affidavit, and you may wonder why they are focused on our client.
We haven't asked you the fundamental question. And that is, your client's the wrong guy?
Our client's the wrong guy.
Well, it would be odd. I get it. But it would be odd if he came out and said, no, they got the right guy. That's him.
And what's the main point that you hope the judge takes away from your argument today?
We have nothing to hide, and transparency is important in government. It may be weird for defense lawyers, I suppose, to be arguing that we want things unsealed, but that's how confident we are in our client. That's how confident we are that the evidence contained in at least what's written in the probable cause affidavit is nothing for us to worry about. We don't know what other evidence is out there, but we're confident that whatever is out there is not going to be enough to show that our client did anything here. He's confused. He's bewildered. Rick, you guys all call him Richard. He actually goes by Rick.
We call him Little Richard.
Is bewildered. He's confused. He has
bewildered.
No idea why this is going on.
Just a random thing. They just picked him up randomly, I'm guessing, after 5.5 years. Hey, let's just go pick him up.
How can an innocent man be accused of a crime like this and have their life upended?
OJ asked the same thing, bud.
That's the kind of stuff that we've talked about with him. And the same can be said for his wife. How can an innocent man be charged, accused, and basically convicted in the court of public opinion is what they say. But what I said to him is, there's plenty of people out there that are supporting you, and we're...
Name 4. Don't mention his wife, because it sounds like she's not even doing that.
Getting a lot of calls from a lot of people that don't believe that Rick is the guy.
Should Judge Frangel keep these documents sealed, how do you guys proceed?
Well, it's like my co-counsel Brad Rosie said, you cannot conduct a suppression issue in public without talking about the facts. Tiptoeing around the facts is going to be...
Tiptoeing around the facts. He walks real light for his size.
Impossible. That's another really terrific reason why these documents need to be unsealed.
In America, you don't have to prove that somebody's the wrong guy. They have to prove he's the right guy. Could you just elaborate on why you say he's the wrong guy?
Well, again, I'm early on in this case. I've looked my client in the eye, and he's looked me in the eye, and he's told me what he's told me. I'm innocent.
Everybody go home. Everybody go home.
Thank you for helping me out. And,
you're welcome.
We'll see what the evidence looks like. The PCA, the probable cause affidavit, we are not impressed.
Nobody asked you if you're impressed or not. The judge did rule that it stays sealed. And the prosecution so their play came in today when they said, hey, we believe there's somebody else involved in one way, shape, or another. And that was enough for now to keep it sealed according to the judge.
Tell us more about what the prosecutor said regarding a second person who might be involved.
Well, that was news to us. So whoever was in that room listening to the prosecutor talk about a second person, that's news to us. I got to tell you, I don't know a whole lot about this case. I'm learning and learning and learning.
Oh, bull crap.
There's people that have podcasts and all kinds
of
stuff that seemingly think that they know more about this case. And certainly, I'm glad that I'm coming into this case without a whole lot of knowledge about it.
Yeah, man, that's a really good idea. I'm really glad you're coming in not knowing anything either. That's awesome. It's better that way to not know anything, and then, to give a press conference not knowing anything, and then answering questions not knowing anything, and telling people that this guy is possibly innocent. That I get it. You're a defense lawyer, but you're talking a lot. He's talking a lot for not knowing anything.
I don't have any preconceived notions.
Right.
I don't like to.
You don't? I mean, because you just said he's guilty.
Look at evidence.
I don't think he's guilty. That's my preconceived notion.
With some preconceived notion of what it might mean. I don't know what anything means, but this second person business, that there's another person involved. I think I had heard something on a podcast. Somebody had told me.
Here we go again with the podcasts.
me that there's a podcast or a news
There's like 175,000 of them, not just one.
article that says something about that. Then there was somebody, you mentioned the name of somebody, I don't know who.
It's the lab on YouTube. THELAB.
Keegan Klein.
Keegan Klein.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the podcast. Keegan Klein's the other guy that they're probably talking about. Keegan Klein's the guy that you're eventually going to try and blame for this.
You may think I'm, an attorney. How do I not know who Keegan Klein is? I've heard the name, but I don't know who Keegan Klein is.
Right. Sure you don't.
I don't know if that's, that might be the guy that did. I don't.
He tried to stop him, so that might be the guy that did it. He like hit the brick wall.
No, I don't know anything about anything.
Oh, bull crap.
Any time with them, really meaningful time, so that's just not something I can comment on.
What do you think about the prosecutor saying they
By the way, it's the microphones at the press conference, not me.
to believe that he's not the only one involved in this?
Yeah, those comments certainly caught my ear. But again, it's too early to comment on those kind of things just because we don't really have enough information, and I don't think that's professionally prudent to just start, throwing thoughts around without really having the discovery in its entirety.
Does the PC document reflect that?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's
So would you
exactly
also
what we
just-
were just dealing with.
Would you just say your name for the record, please? It's on here.
I feel like I'm in a courtronome.
You just left one, dickhead, so keep talking.
Sorry, just
My
for
name
our
is
camera.
Brad Rosie. It's pronounced Rosie, not Rozzy. I'm not going to get into all the nuances.
That's all right. And
But there are Rozzies around too.
so that we get it right, spell your last name.
R-O-Z-Z-I.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm going to have her mark. Thank you. Thank you. I need to get a longer one for you.
What it is. We don't have. I'm learning and learning and learning. There's people that have name, but I don't know who Keegan Klein is. I don't know if that might be the guy that did. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything other than, I got a guy here who says he's innocent. All right, and what I would say a very flimsy probable cause affidavit. Those are the two things that I do know.
Do you think that they don't want the probable cause release because it's, in your words, flimsy?
I'm not sure why they didn't want the probable cause affidavit. He made his arguments, I guess, and I'll take him for his word that, the prosecutor's trying to protect people, and I respect that. The second person, the investigation is continuing to go on. Again, that is something new. So I'll take the prosecutor at his word that those are the reasons why. When I say flimsy, what I'm talking about, I'm a defense attorney that's handled, I don't know how many murder cases over the years. I've got many pending right now. You expect more than what we saw. We're not impressed with it. Maybe they're holding things back that might change my mind later on. And
Like you're going to be like, oh, well, maybe he is guilty.
might have a different opinion, but at this moment in time,
If they have conclusive DNA evidence, witness testimony, and so on and so forth, nothing's going to change his mind. They'll argue every single thing. Everybody thinks that like DNA is the gold standard, and it's just not the gold standard that you would think it should be, because what they do is they argue the testing results. They test it this way. Did the person who tested it, were they qualified to do it? Did they know what they were doing? How many times has this kind of testing been used? And so on and so forth, and on and on and on and on and on. And Ann up here says, now, defense lawyer is just doing his job, trying to spin his client's way. That's exactly what he's doing. He is doing his job. He is there to create reasonable doubt. That is his job. So for him to come out and say, look, he's innocent, he didn't do it, he doesn't have to believe any of that. He doesn't have to even like remotely believe it. It's just a standard textbook defense lawyer 101. Create reasonable doubt, and then go from there.
You guys are going to be reading it soon if the judge grants our request.
Which they did not.
Or denies the state's request, and then you'll form your own opinions as well.
Right.
Could you say your full name, please?
Andrew J. Baldwin, B-A-L-D-W-I-N.
Not to be confused with Alec Baldwin. So let me see here. Richard Allen.
When you guys read the PCA, presume
He really is tiny, man. It's like the tiniest. There's one that I wanted to show you guys. Looked like Nancy Grace was going off again.
A double murder suspect may not have acted alone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm Cherie Palolo.
Yeah, big deal today. I'm Mike Dardis. Prosecutors releasing that information today, surprising even Richard Allen's defense team. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson here in the studio live with the new details. Karen.
Well, Mike, Richard Allen was back in court today in Carroll County, Indiana, for the first time since his arrest and initial hearing in October. Today's hearing centered around public records and whether they should remain sealed. But the biggest development was what the prosecutor said today about a possible second suspect. Under tight security, 50-year-old Richard Allen was escorted into the Carroll County Courthouse through a side door. Cameras not allowed inside the courtroom, where County Prosecutor Nicholas McClelland said Allen may not have acted alone. A comment that caught the ear of Allen's defense attorneys.
another person involved. I mean, that's new news.
Allen is accused of murdering 14-year-old Libby German and 13-year-old Abby Williams in 2017. He was arrested last month.
Our client's the wrong guy.
Today, defense attorneys argued documents surrounding Allen's arrest should be unsealed.
Well, you never know what person out there might read something, and it might ring a bell. It might cause them to point the finger in the direction of the actual killer.
But McClelland does not want the probable cause affidavit released to the public, saying it should remain sealed to protect the investigation. He said if the affidavit were...
Look, I'm gonna just go out there and say this, because Ann makes a great point here. It seems like Keegan Klein is getting charges dropped. And yes, it would not surprise me if Keegan Klein is state witness facilitator of putting them in contact with Shorty. That's just my opinion. That's just speculation. But that's what I think.
To be released without redactions, witnesses could be harassed. But defense attorney Andrew Baldwin says he would expect more from an affidavit, and he's not impressed with what he saw.
I got a guy here who says he's innocent, all right, and what I would say a very flimsy probable cause affidavit. Those are the two things that I do know.
The judge said she will issue a ruling on whether to unseal the documents at a later date.
Right.
She did not specify when that would be. Prosecutors filed a motion for a gag order, and the judge set a February 17th bail hearing for Allen.
So Allen is asking for bail. So he asked for a reasonable bail, and then he said, or to be released, the OR, own recognizance. And neither of those are going to happen, because if they truly do believe that this is the guy, and that's kind of also what tells me that this PC affidavit actually is strong, that it is strong, and that it is, what they're looking, they're looking at something, and the judge is going to go, oh, well, look, we need to keep this sealed. his bail, all those requests are denied. He's got another bail hearing February, which is a long way away. And then, so here's another thing. I don't believe for a second. Why would they? They don't want those released. There's no way that they want those released. Is there? Is there really? Like, they really do? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think like it is gamesmanship. That seems like the proper word. But yeah, in no way, shape, or form do I think that they care or that they want this affidavit out. They know the evidence. They know the evidence. They know everything that everybody else knows. They're not being left in the dark. None of that is the case. So all this, back and forth, bridge guy, is this bridge guy, is there a second person involved? It doesn't have to be, but like it's going to be Klein, right? Is that the move? Is that that's the move, right? Like, that's the guy. If there's anybody else involved, that's got to be who it is. I know people are going to say Ron Logan this and Ron Logan that and Ron Logan. If it was Ron Logan, he's dead. So I don't know if they would care that much about keeping this sealed. That's just my personal opinion. So they're going to, it's because of the person that is connected to this. What are the chances? Let me just put it to you this way. What are the chances that Keegan Klein was communicating with the girls the day before and the day after, and that he is being held in jail awaiting trial that's been pushed back several times, and now because of ongoing, I don't know if you call them negotiations or whatever, but they're narrowing down some charges. Keegan would like to see the light of day at some point. Once again, just my opinion. And I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it really does start to feel like this is nothing more than just a, I don't know. It's not just posturing. Like, they put, if the FBI and the Indiana State Police and so on and so forth put all of their eggs into this tiny little Richard Allen basket, okay, they've got to have something substantial. And Richard Allen is, because Richard Allen is now, he's going to obviously say he's not the guy, but this is the guy that they're going to go after. This is the guy that they're going to go after completely. And this is, they said that they think that this is Bridge Guy. I don't know if I think it is. I think it is, but once again, all this is is pre-trial, this or that. The trial is coming up fast. If the defense or prosecution doesn't make a motion for more time, or I doubt that this will start in March. I doubt it'll start in March, but it could. It is possible. But it's fast. This is a fast-moving case. You had a bail hearing in February, and trial starts in March, which only benefits the defense. So, knowing that, the prosecution has to be ready they have to be ready by March to put it all out there. Now, there's a great chance that obviously that doesn't happen because, these things get pushed back. Who knows how long it could get pushed back for. So, we'll see. But it is really hard to imagine. Yeah, please hit that like button. Come on now. Do me a favor. Please. I'm begging you. You got to hit the like button. Please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure it is. There's just too many little weird, he was a witness. He was a witness. Oh, yeah, he was a witness. He was a witness. Bull crap. I was on the trails that day, but I didn't see anybody. He just runs right over there and starts talking. What do you guys know? Because here's what I know. Hey, guys, I was out hiking that day, but it wasn't me. Just so you know. Off to CVS for the day. Yes, please go smash that like button. Wasn't me, I promise. I told my lawyer. Hit it on the way in. Yeah, let's go. Wasn't me, I promise. It's like my client is innocent. Why? Why do you say that? Because he said so? And it's just normal stuff. Anyway, nothing big came out of this other than we got to see little Munchkin Man. I got to see it again. It's one of the weirdest little things you ever seen.
What happens after 5?
Take a look at this little teeny tiny guy. It's just so funny. Wow, he's small.
Did he have an accomplice?
I don't care. I just want to watch him walk in. Inside Edition. You suck. Maybe, is that where I got the original? Shoot.
When you guys read the PCA, presuming that the judge grants our
a line before
for us to worry,
the judicial
that decision.
He is tiny. Did
he have an accomplice?
Who cares? I think, no, I don't think he did, but I think, here he goes. Bing, bing, bing. Like a little lawn gnome. I mean, he's a little guy, man. He really is. I'm baffled. I mean, I heard people saying things like, oh, well, he was this or that, or, he was 5'5", 5'2", 5'3". That guy literally could be 5'2". I mean, he is excruciatingly tiny. What happened? Let's see. Can't make me all right, don't, whatever. Some accused look at a clear video of exactly themselves committing the crime and still say that denial is a wonderful coping mechanism. That's true. Booking details, I didn't see anything. I looked, I didn't see anything. Here he goes. Ready? Hop on up there, bubs. Are these the podcasters that they're talking about? They think they know everything about this case. Yeah, you know, there's only been people following it for 6 years. All right, what is this?
In the Delphi double murders. Is someone other than suspect Richard Allen involved? We'll tell you what the prosecutor has to say about it and what happened at the latest hearing in the case.
Defense had filed that 11th hour motion to set bail. So, you know, when you're talking about the families and they hear that, they immediately think, oh, what, this guy's going to get out, you know, so they don't understand kind of like how it interplays.
Is this the podcast he's talking about?
Documents are sealed. So it was brief, but it was interesting for certain.
Sure. And that bail hearing, it's my understanding, will not be held until February 17th. So it's a ways off still.
It is. And
that is such a long time to wait for a bail hearing. If those are the podcasts.
The ISP, the guy that's in charge of this, he had said apparently he had told one of the
interplay with respect to the fact that the documents are sealed, because like typically it's the defendant who has to come in and say, this is why my client needs to have bond.
His client doesn't need to have bond. There's no reason for him to have bond. I don't think he has a job anymore. No matter what, like that is the weird thing about this. So don't crucify me when I say this. But say he didn't do this, which, you know, we're all going to have to watch the trial or listen or pay attention to the trial. I mean, his life's over anyway. Like, where's this guy going to go get a job at? Indonesia? South Wales? I'm sure that they've heard of the Delphi case in both of those places. So, you know, I don't know. I think he's, if he's got a job, he's late for work. He certainly is late for work. What does it matter? Soon the hearing is, he won't have the money for it. Well, True Crime with, True Crime Utah. No, he won't have the money for it. But I mean, if say, okay, right now it's at what? Well, right now it's no bond, but I heard it was 20 million. And then a bond hearing set for, that's how slow the court system is. They have February. So he's got to wait until February to even get a hearing for bond. And then the next month after that, the trial starts. So, you know, yeah, I do think that, I don't know if, yeah, Reddit also got the Boston bomber completely wrong, like ruined another guy's life. I'm just saying, they haven't charged Keegan yet. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's going to be very, very interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Yeah, Reddit's mostly wrong. Right, but he didn't have counsel then. Now he has counsel, and his next bond hearing. And yeah, he had a bond hearing that next day. But a $20 million bond hearing is basically no bond. So, you know, whatevs. It happened in February, right? So let him... Yeah, I could care less what happens to Mr. Allen. Guy sucks. He's weird. Here, let's take a look at little guy.
Tonight at 11, the man charged in the Delphi murders is back behind bars.
And we use that term man loosely. It's more like a mythical little troll.
After our cameras caught him outside the Carroll County Courthouse.
Like a beer-drinking troll.
Richard Allen was there today as a judge considers releasing the documents detailing his arrest for the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German. Right now, those documents remain sealed. The judge is also weighing a request from the prosecutor for a gag order, and Allen's attorneys have asked that their client be let out on bail. This is a lot to consider. Our Rachel Krause is digging into all of this for us tonight. She joins us in studio with when we could see these decisions handed down by the court. Rachel?
Yeah, and Scott, we still don't know what's in the probable cause affidavit that led police to arrest Richard Allen of Delphi more than 5 years after Abby Williams and Libby German were murdered. Allen, who's now facing murder charges in their deaths, was in the courtroom this morning, carefully guarded as he walked in shackles. The first question we're waiting on answers to: will a judge unseal documents revealing why Richard Allen was arrested for the murders of Abby and Libby?
There he is. He's coming.
For the first
Oh my God.
time since his arrest, Richard Allen of Delphi and his attorneys were together in court,
They even drew him short.
asking the judge to unseal records.
He is innocent. He has told us that.
Yeah, we heard you, dude.
Very emotionally.
Allen's attorneys say the paperwork that led to his arrest is flimsy, saying police have the wrong guy.
If I was his attorney, I wouldn't say flimsy. I would say they ain't got nothing. They got nothing on my client. Flimsy makes it seem like, well, you know, it might not be solid, but it's flimsy.
Rick
Flimsy is still not nothing.
is bewildered. He's confused. He has no idea why this is going on.
But the prosecutor says keeping the documents sealed is crucial to protect witnesses, to prevent chaos, and to allow police to continue their investigation. And for the first time, publicly stated they believe Richard Allen is...
There's this guy during this trial, the ladies and the gentlemen, because it's 2022. Love is love, and we respect that here at the lab, are going to fall in love with this prosecutor. It always happens. I remember when the election was going on, there was this like weird nerdy guy named Steve that did like the analytics for stuff, and all he was talking about was like numbers and blah blah, you know, and blah. Anyway,
not the only
he became a heartthrob
actor involved in this case. Now, the judge has 10 days to decide. The next question before the judge involves a gag order the prosecutor just requested today.
My God. Like, that's a bridge troll. Couldn't he even made him a little, like, couldn't have helped him out a little? Like, look at that photo. Oh, my God. Guilty. Lock him up. No, we do not know. We don't know anything other than that's the most horrific drawing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my Lord. And the thing is, it's pretty accurate. Oh my God. Oh God, I gotta drink more water. I'm starting to become delusional. Oh my God. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Hey guys, what are you guys doing? Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin. He does look like Rumpelstiltskin. Oh my God. I would like, how did if I lived in Delphi, I'd be like, he did it. That's him. That's the guy. I mean, just look at it. He did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something. Can we put him in jail or a little, like a bird cage or something? I have no clue. I have no clue. It's the most terrifying photo I've ever seen. Oh my God. I don't. You're right. He does. He's the weirdest little freak thing or whatever the hell. Now knowing how teeny tiny he actually is makes me even more weirded out about him sitting on his son-in-law's lap. I did not think he was cute, but the fact that he could fit, yeah. Oh man. Oh, I really hope he's guilty, so I'm not making fun of an innocent man. I really feel like, it'll come back to bite me in the ass, but I don't know if he's guilty or not. I'm assuming probably. That's just my assumption. Who knows if he is? But he's, like, look at him. He's guilty of something. That guy's been married for 30 years? Thank you, Lisa. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The lollipop land, the lollipop land, the lollipop land, the lollipop land. Let's see, who got that membership? Don't Panic in the house. Don't Panic got the membership, dog. Even if he's innocent, the beard is awful. He's guilty of something. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. No, I can't play it. I'm sure it's copywritten. I've been getting hit left and right with that stuff. Oh boy. The witness saw him and he's just a little taller than her. I know, he's tiny. Lab guy, Kylie, Rodney, and Summer. What? I don't know what that means. What? What do you mean? Am I missing something? Lab guy. Let's see. I know I'm trying to cut down on the giggles, but like I can't turn away from that, like looking at this thing. That is not a photo you're going to want to hang on the wall. And I know that they're kind of like dramatic with the way that the way they draw, but like this isn't a really accurate drawing. And then if you look here, let me move. Yeah, I know I'm lab guy, but I didn't understand what the whole Summer Kylie thing was. I know I'm lab guy. He does not resemble Anthony Shots. No, not even a little. But there's like somebody's touching him. That's weird too. That's a weird thing. The whole thing's weird, man. It's a freak show. Let's see. I don't know what that is. It's probably... Hi, Tina. Oh, yeah, his stab vest. Richard Allen is going to... If he's found acquitted, there's rumors out there that he's gonna play. He's gonna audition for Indian in the Cupboard. Doubt he'll get it. Yeah, that's how tiny he is. God, I mean, he looks. It's weird to even, those people that are behind him are like normal sized people. Maybe he's hugging himself. Yeah, they're picking up the chair. That Joe's sniffing him. My sons believe the world is flat. Please help me. I can't. There is literally nothing that I can do to try and convince your sons that the world isn't flat. There's nothing I can do about that. As much as I would like to help you out in this situation, they're just going to have to figure it out themselves. Columbus style. Sail the ocean blue. See what happens. See if you fall off. Eventually you'll fall off if it's really flat, right? That's the only way. That's my help. That's me helping you. Tell them to get in a boat, head out in the Pacific Ocean, and have them row for like a really, really long time and see if they fall off the edge of the earth. See what happens then. That'll be really interesting to find out. So let me know how that works out. I'd love to have you back. Please help me with the flat thing. I just did. I told you what to do. All you got to do is get him a boat, like a little. How about a wakeboard? You don't got a boat? Get a wakeboard. I mean, there's not much help for that kind of stuff. There's just not. So I helped you. If my help's not appreciated, there's nothing else I can do for you. Christmas is coming, so you just get them something. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. If they think the world's flat, you're welcome, Janet. You're very welcome. Good job. Let's see. Get a kayak. Any floating apparatus will do. They'll probably likely drown before they fall off the edge of the earth. So I wouldn't advise them to do it, but if like you really want to prove it to them, like I said, Christmas is a coming, and get them a floating apparatus. Or Fluzzy Bee has a good, you can put them on a spaceship and you send them up so they can see the curvature of the earth. I don't friggin' know. See, that's the thing. If one of your sons, if it was just one of your kids thought that the earth was flat, I'd be like, you got a bad egg. You can fix it. You got a bad egg. 2, I've never heard of siblings believing in flat earth. Never. I've never, ever. So I don't know what to tell you. That is more, the fact that you have 2 sons that actually believe the earth is flat is much more troubling than the fact that they believe that it is flat. You know what I mean? That's really the problem. The problem isn't that they believe it, that there's 2 of them that believe it. That's the issue. Not that the earth is flat. That's what I keep saying. It's not helping. Look, sometimes you just got to chalk it up. Chalk it up to, I don't know. I don't believe, like, I'm not a huge evolution guy, but Darwin got one thing right. Survival of the fittest. Just tuned in. If you're tuning in, it's a bad time to tune in. Janet, did you at one time believe that the earth was flat? If you did, that's fine. I'm just saying. I really, at this point, I just expect it every single night, and it's fine. Yeah, natural selection. That's right. That's right. His eye. Those aren't eyes. Those are. Yeah, it's a perfect time to tune in. I'm yelling at somebody about their dumb sons and flat earth. No offense to your sons, but if they really believe the earth's flat, they're dumb. Not only have we derailed, we've derailed, we've gotten off of the locomotive, we have transferred to another train, and here we are now. You know what I mean? Oh, great. Hey, welcome to the show. We're talking about Delphi. Your kids are stupid! Weird time to come in. That mug on the screen and the convo. I know. I'm sorry. Be nice to your sons. The train has jumped the tracks. The bowling ball didn't go down the right lane. Every night. No, I'm not easily. Let me ask you something. Oh, wait. That is the trippiest thing ever. I don't know if it's the trippiest thing ever, but look at this. I thought you were calling me easily distracted. I didn't know that was your name. Choo choo. You know what I mean? I had no idea. Never, ever, never. If Koi Boy was here, I couldn't. I'd lose it. I'd absolutely lose it. I mean, I don't know what else. Girl Friday, I don't know what else. I'm sure I could come up with something, but what haven't I said about Munchkin, you know? The one thing they didn't get right was his hairline. He has an okay hairline. That's kind of a widow's peak. He's got more of a Caesar cut. It's kind of like the straight across. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the only difference. Is there anybody else's kids out there that believes the earth is flat? Because I have advice. Might as well just get it out all one day. I already have a headache. From explaining why the earth isn't flat and how you can actually test the theory. That's the thing about it. The people that want to say the earth is flat, they're not willing to test the theory. Get in a boat and ride the boat until you fall off the earth. And if you don't fall off the earth, one would come to think that the reason is because it's not flat. But, you know, who am I to tell you that? You asked for my help, I gave it to you. What more do you want from me?
Suck-a-muck-a-gus.
I am in a downward spiral right now, folks. I have officially lost control of the show completely. It's gone. All right? It's gone. There's no ebb and flow. There's no continuity. There's no structure anymore. We are a rudderless boat that's going to drive off the side of the flat earth. You know? Koi Boy still hasn't told us how many fish he has, and it's been bothering me ever since. Hopefully he has one less than the other night. Jessica said, my kids will believe anything I tell them. So I told them the world is hard, not round. Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's good stuff. Does anybody remember the Billy Goat? Yeah, I do. I actually do. Farmer to Win says, Josh, should I tie 400 balloons to my body and float up to see if the earth is flat? Asking for a friend. No, I think that's too dangerous. I think you should have her sons do it. And the other one can hold on to the string while the other one flies away. No offense. This is where we are in the show, people. All right? This is where we are. We had a mama cat brought back fish from the neighbor's fish pond. Hopefully it was Koi Boys. D comes in trying to steer us back on track. It's not going to work, D, but we'll read your comment here. This dude looks like a scary monster. Welcome to the show. He is. He's terrifying. Were you here earlier, D? People are filtering in and out, yeah. Oh, why do I do this? Oh my God. What is wrong with me? A lot. A lot. Maybe that's what happened to Koi Boy. I hope so. No, he was kind of nice. No, I can't imagine him peering through your window because he's not tall enough. The holes in the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. Like I said, rudderless ship. Cynthia, where you at, Cynthia? So here's what I think I'm going to do. Because, like, sometimes people get blocked on this show. And I don't know, like, sometimes I overreact to people. And I'm like, you're blocked. And then I think what I'm going to do is, like, start an email account for blocked people. And they can email that account if they want to be unblocked. And then we'll unblock them. And then if they ever do anything ever again, you just block them forever. Sounds like a horrible idea because... it sounds like a horrible idea, but it's, you know, I might do it. Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know any of the details, but let me see here. Koi Boy's got his fish to feed.
I think I saw a Virginia Beach police car helping with just traffic control.
Do you know roughly how long it was between when the first officer arrived on the scene and when the tackle?
Let's take a look here.
I do not know that. Well, when the first officer arrived, they went in immediately, but I don't know when they started. I don't.
Leo, last time we talked, you said they were methodically clearing the store, department by department. They were still looking for possible fatalities and other victims as well. Tell us an update on that.
I believe that's still going on right now. You know, as big a store as this is, there could be a lot of hiding places. You know, if somebody was in there, they heard something, got scared, ran and hid. We're still kind of in the searching aspect of going through the store to locate other potential victims or just people in hiding.
It seemed like the shooter was shooting randomly, targeted.
I do not know. I can't say.
Do you know whether or not the shooting was appeared to be continued?
Love Pink gifted a membership.
I do not know.
When can we expect to get an update on how many fatalities?
I don't know. I'm hoping sometime tomorrow looking into that. It's still, like I said, we're just a couple hours past the initial incident, so it's very fluid, very new right now.
Right now, the next steps for your officers are what it was before.
Correct. We're still, still clearing until we're confident the entire building is clear and safe and secure, and then the criminal investigation part starts, and that could take days.
Obviously, we've seen mass shootings in our area before. Is there a comparison to what your officers are working this scene to others?
I couldn't make a comparison. I'm sorry.
How are you all feeling right now? Because gun violence, of course, mass shootings have been, reported on nationally. And of course, Hampton Roads is no stranger to what happened 3 years ago in Virginia Beach. What do you make of just what's been going on?
It's sad. We're a couple days before the Thanksgiving holiday. Anytime that's sad, it's just a bad time all around. It's just for everybody involved. Especially the victims. Like this is horrible.
Have all shoppers been cleared out of the store?
Yeah, any shoppers, witnesses, they're all contained. Will be interviewed by police. So, I can do 2 more questions. Anybody? Anything else?
Imagine
Good?
that.
All right, I don't know when we'll do another update. Maybe next couple hours or so. I don't really.
You just witnessed a mass shooting. You survived.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get something together and kind of go from there. So, all right.
And then you have to go.
All right, thank you guys.
Answer questions.
You guys want to get your?
All right, that's
wow.
I think
whoever mics we do, yes. Okay, this is just getting an update there from Leo Kaczynski with Chesapeake Police Department. Very busy man tonight. Phone's still ringing while he's trying to update the media on what happened there with this mass shooting at the Walmart Supercenter on Sam Circle, which is off of North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. A huge store, a very, very busy area.
We originally were told in terms of a number, and these numbers do shift over the course of reporting, somewhere around 10, then less than 10. And what he just said right now is that he's not comfortable with a number, and that, of course, the shooter is dead. But Nicole, I'm sorry, you're getting some information about Norfolk General, correct?
That's right. We have reached out to Centera Norfolk General Hospital. They confirmed they are treating 5 patients from that shooting right now. No update at this time on their conditions, but we know Centera Norfolk General is a trauma center. And Evan mentioned Nightingale being, did you mention Nightingale? Somebody mentioned that Nightingale was there, or you saw it. So, okay, we're looking at a picture. Yeah, okay, we're looking at a picture of it now. There's Nightingale. So usually, when they need to fly somebody to the hospital, and like we said, we are not far from Centera Norfolk General, so we usually will hear the helicopter above us as it's bringing patients to the hospital.
And they are level 1 trauma centers, so we would assume perhaps, hopefully,
with the shooting that they would get trauma patients.
The trauma patients there.
And it might have overwhelmed Chesapeake General too, because Chesapeake General is not as big, and your normal ER that's busy, with everything else that's going on.
It's nearby, but yes, it's not equipped as Centera Norfolk General. But Centera Norfolk General, again, that takes about 17 minutes to get, I used to always time it out when I would come from Chesapeake to Norfolk. It didn't take so long to get to downtown Norfolk from that area. where we work.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
One thing, you know, like Leo pointed out, this is a huge Walmart.
Oh,
it's
gosh,
the
yeah.
super center. So it's got the grocery store, it's got the pharmacy, it has the, you know, all the other, you know, home goods and, you know, everything else there. The garden center, I think it has a garden center there as well. So, and, you know, when you think about these, you know, these big super box stores, you know, there's no place really to go, you know, other than
Pretty open.
Yeah, other than, you know, duck behind a row or some shelves or something. So, and I imagine, again, that's always been one of the busiest Walmarts probably, you know, in Chesapeake,
Yes.
certainly.
Sure.
And we've heard, you know, Terry talking about how that parking lot was just so crowded.
And she said the store was crowded. She was in there. We talked to her on the phone. She was in there, I would guess around 9 o'clock. Because she said she saw the first responders heading to the store after she had left the store. But she said that there were probably 4 greeters. And we know the Walmart greeters, if you go in the store, a lot of them are retired folks. They take on this job, and probably during the holidays you have more people working. She said the registers were busy. The store was packed. You could tell that it was busy, and people were shopping probably for their holiday.
That's exactly what they were doing.
For meals or for gifts or, you know, a little bit of both.
And basically what she told us is, given how busy it would have been for the holiday, it was just a normal hustle and bustle inside the grocery store. A lot of busy people, a lot of probably stressed people, and but she didn't notice anything in the time that she was in the store that she felt was all that unusual, given the time of year and the time of day it was.
And back to the information from Leo Kaczynski with Chesapeake Police. There's no idea of the exact number of fatalities.
Yes.
Before they were saying they think less than 10 people dead. We do know 5 people are being treated at Centera Norfolk General Hospital. Police do confirm that the suspected shooter is dead. There's no specification at this
do not
point
know
if the shooter worked at the store. Angelique spoke to some people who said they were employees there and the person was well known to them, but they did not say whether that person works at the store. This call came in after 10 o'clock tonight. And again, they do not want you near the scene. They want folks to go to the Chesapeake Conference Center, which is 700 Conference Center Drive. That's off of Greenbrier Parkway. They want you to go there about 7 miles away from the Walmart store. If you're looking for a loved one, if you're trying to connect and get information, that's where the reunification center is. You see there on the map the distance between the store and where they are talking.
I heard it's.
And they did say that Leo again said that they will be working through the night, of course, and
I heard
well
that
into
it
the
was
morning, as they try and still
employee.
figure out what they have. But it's you just. You loosely add up the numbers here, and it all indications are it's a significant event.
I think when we use the word multiple, we're right about that. We're going to go back to Sarah Hammond, who's been on the scene there since shortly after this all unfolded. Sarah?
Like you guys heard, we just got an update from a spokesperson with Chesapeake Police. I'm going to give you guys kind of another rundown of what the updates are at this point. Y'all were asking earlier about other agencies assisting right now. The people, the first responders in this parking lot that are with the investigation right now are all from Chesapeake. They do have some Virginia State Police and Virginia Beach Police kind of on the perimeter helping with traffic at this point. Right now they cannot confirm if the shooter was male or female or whether or not they were a Walmart employee or what their relationship was to, if at all, anyone or this Walmart in particular. They still believe it was just a single shooter. They have confirmed that shooter is now deceased. Clearly still a very active and fluid scene. They're telling us probably not a lot of updates coming anymore tonight. We still don't have an exact number of how many fatalities or injuries we have at this point. They're saying we likely won't know that until later on into Wednesday at this point. They do not believe it was an officer that shot the shooter, but would not confirm if it was self-inflicted or not when they found the shooter. Again, a lot of information coming in to the spokesperson from the police department. They're looking into the relationship between the shooter, again, if there is any, to this store, any other employees. All of the victims were transported to area hospitals, Nicole, like I think you said earlier. And again, this reunification center, that is huge. If you think you have a loved one, a family member,
Jesus.
a friend who is shopping in this Walmart. Like we said, we're really close to the holidays here. They don't know exactly how crowded it was in the store when the shots began to ring out, but the reunification center is at the Chesapeake Conference Center. So if you think you know someone who might have been here, or if someone's contacted you, that's where you need to go. Do not come to this Walmart. Again, they're asking for space to do their job. They're still sweeping inside this store. This Walmart is huge. On our way here, I was talking about I've shopped at this Walmart. My photographer who's behind the camera, Neil, has shopped at this Walmart. So clearly it's a very popular, crowded Walmart. And again, we're close to the holidays. And again, they're not sure exactly how busy the store was at that time, but it's a very sad situation. They're, obviously saddened to have to investigate yet another mass shooting, not only just here in Hampton Roads, but in the country as a whole right now. But that's kind of what we know so far.
It really boils down to, and I think we've said this, if not on the air, certainly in the newsroom as we speak about these mass shootings over the last, let's call it 10 days, that there's somebody's family member, they're not going to have that person at the table with them on Thanksgiving. It's
an empty chair.
An empty chair.
Yeah. Sarah, I have a question for you. I know that you've moved since the last time we spoke with you, but it looks like there are fewer emergency vehicles behind you. Is that just the change of location, or has some of that moved out as this investigation seems to move to another stage?
I believe since we've moved over here, it does, you're right, David, it does look a little, I wouldn't say calmer, but it looks like there are slightly fewer first responders out here in the parking lot where we are. I think some have cleared out at this point, since, again, we do know at this point there is not an ongoing threat to the community.
That's what I was trying to get at, was given what Leo said to us from the Chesapeake Police Department, it seemed like they had reached a certain point with this where they really felt they had their arms around what they have there and where it will go through the night and into the morning.
Yeah, and Sarah mentioned this as the police mentioned, that they are still clearing that store, and we don't know how long that's going to take. It is such a huge store. And like you said, Sarah, we may not have details. We may not have them in the next, couple hours. We probably won't. Because you mentioned Wednesday, and I know he even said he'll try to provide an update, but this could take a while. Could be tomorrow that we'll get updated on this as they're searching for folks in the store.
Sarah, thank you.
Absolutely. And
stay by, stand by, and if you get any new information for us, please let us know, okay? All right.
We did speak to my friend Terry earlier on the phone. She was at the store a little bit before this happened, and we recorded that. We could play some of that interview.
And I was counting the police cars. And at the count, before the light could turn green, it was 13 police cars, and I could see a fire truck coming. I got home because I lived less than 2 minutes from that Walmart, and I could just hear police cars just coming and coming and coming and coming, and there are no words. There are just no words. To see this unfold, to be a part of it, and to know that this crime occurred so close to me, and I was literally in that store, is terrifying. It was extremely crowded. All of the checkouts were extremely busy. They had most registers open. There are long lines at the self-checkouts. They had people at the front doors. Usually it's 1 or 2 greeters. Tonight I saw probably around 4. A lot of people in the store. I literally parked way down the parking lot because you could not find spaces. It is a busy street, but I think by the time that the first car came past me, it was like, truthfully, if I don't say anything about Chesapeake Police, I will say tonight they were on it. And I don't know what they do the rest of the time, but they were on the scene. Those police cars came so fast. I mean, literally within a minute, I was counting 13 fire trucks, I mean, they were coming from all areas. There was no traffic moving because so many police cars were coming so quickly. There's a Walmart, there's Dollar Tree there's the home store, there's a Fridays there on the corner, there's a little Shell station. It's a very busy area, and truthfully tonight there was not a lot of traffic on the main road of Battlefield because all the traffic literally was in the Walmart parking lot.
Friend Terry Brown.
Just out shopping like other people. She was trying to run some errands here on a Tuesday night, getting ready as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday, and saw all of the commotion with the first responders there heading on North Battlefield Boulevard towards the Walmart and Sam's Circle.
Yeah, given the size of what Chesapeake police are dealing with right now, we talk to police departments all the time, and Leo Kozinski has given us 2 updates tonight, and there's a lot he says he doesn't know, but that is very, very common in a story like this because they're still trying to figure out what they have. But he did give us an update, and we're going to play that again so that you get a better idea of where they are in their investigation and what they have on their hands.
Involved a lot of officers. Kind of where we are.
Any clarity as to the relationship? Was he, or were they an employee, or was it a customer?
Do not know at this point. We're getting a lot of information coming in, and we're kind of investigating all that. We're looking into the relationships and all that.
And is there, if not an exact number, of range as to how many fatalities, injuries we're talking about here?
I don't. I apologize. Sorry. I do not have a range. It's been just multiple fatalities and multiple injuries, and all the injured were transported to area hospitals.
Sorry, is the shooter male and female?
Not at this time.
Any important information, because I know the Family Reunification Center is set up, any other information that families may be concerned?
Just that our Family Reunification Center is the Chesapeake Conference Center, and that's at 700 Conference Center Drive. So if you're looking to try to get a hold of a loved one that either worked here or might have been shopping here, that's where you should go, is that 700 Conference Center Drive to try to locate your loved ones.
Any ideas of how many people were in the store when this was reported?
I don't. Obviously, it's a very large store. It's a super center. I mean, I don't know how many square feet. It's very, very large. I don't know how busy it was at the time. We're just a couple days away from Thanksgiving, so I don't know how much shopping. I don't know. We don't know how much shop. I don't know.
What's that been like for you all with police? Because I mean, Walmart's. I mean, these are big, square footage. I mean, what has that been like for you as far as investigating, canvassing the area, of course, responding directly on scene?
As far as the investigation, I mean, it's basically an all hands on deck type situation at this point. We have many of our investigators here, and we just piece by piece. We just take a little bit of time. We have plenty of time right now. The store's closed, so we're going to investigate until we get everything complete.
Do you know how long? Agencies here with y'all?
There are several outside agencies, but they're assisting with traffic. Virginia State Police is here, and I think I saw a Virginia Beach police car helping with just traffic control.
Do you know roughly how long it was between when the first officer arrived on the scene and when the tactical entrance was made?
I do not know that. Well, when the first officer arrived, they went in immediately. But I don't know when they started. I don't.
Leo, last time we talked, you said they were methodically clearing the store, department by department. They were still looking for possible fatalities and other victims as well. Tell us an update on that.
I believe that's still going on right now. As big a store as this is, there could be a lot of hiding places. If somebody was in there, they heard something, got scared, ran and hid. We're still kind of in the searching aspect of going through the store just to locate other potential victims or just people in hiding.
And it seemed like the shooter was shooting randomly, targeted.
I do not know. I can't say.
Do you know whether or not the shooter
It just happened. Like, they're not gonna know much.
I do not know.
But what'll happen, and it's kind of standard. This guy, I'm sure, has a manifesto. He's probably put things online before that were sketch and so on and so forth.
I don't know. I'm hoping sometime tomorrow looking into that. It's still, like I said, we're just a couple hours past the initial incident, so it's very, very fluid, very new right now.
Right now, the next steps for your officers are what it was before.
Correct. We're still, yep.
Clearing the store
Still clearing until we're confident the entire building is clear and safe and secure, and then the criminal investigation part starts, and that could take days.
Obviously, we've seen mass shootings in our area before. Is there a comparison to what your officers are working this scene to others?
I couldn't make a comparison. I'm sorry.
How are you all feeling right now? Because I mean, gun violence, of course, mass shootings have been, reported on nationally. I mean, and of course, Hampton Roads was no stranger to it with what happened 4 years ago in Virginia Beach. I mean, what do you make of just what's been going on?
I mean, it's sad. We're a couple days before the Thanksgiving holiday. I mean, anytime that's sad, I mean, it's just a bad time all around. It's just for everybody involved. Especially the victims. Like this is horrible.
Have all shoppers been cleared out of the store?
Yeah, any shoppers, witnesses, they're all contained. Will be interviewed by police. So, I can do 2 more questions. Anybody? Anything else? Anybody? Good. All right. I don't know when we'll do another update. Maybe the next couple hours or so. I don't really anticipate a whole lot more coming out in the overnight hours. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get something together and kind of go from there. So, all right.
Leo, thank you so
all right,
much.
Thank you guys. Thank you. If you guys want to get.
All right, that was Leo Kaczynski, the Chesapeake Police Department's public information officer. That was recorded just a little while ago, but we wanted to play that again in case you've just joined us. It is now just a little after 1 o'clock, and Nicole, let's bring everybody, let's sort of reset all this and bring everybody up to date on how this played out.
Yes, we've been gathering information since this call came in for this mass shooting at the Walmart Supercenter on Sam Circle off of North Battlefield Boulevard. Call came in just after 10 o'clock tonight. Police say multiple people killed, multiple people injured. They can't tell us a number yet. They can't specify the number of fatalities. They do believe it's less than 10 people, they did say during one of these updates that they have provided us. No specification if the shooter worked there at the store. They are not saying at this time, or if it was a man or a woman. They did confirm that the shooter, the suspected shooter, is dead. They are asking families, folks who are concerned about loved ones who may have been shopping or working at the store and they're unaccounted for, to go to the Chesapeake Conference Center. That's on Conference Center Drive off of Greenbrier Parkway, about 7 miles away.
So 2 days before Thanksgiving, a day and a half really. And there are people that are going to be looking all night for their loved ones. Not knowing if they're alive or dead. It's so then they got to go to that quote unquote containment center to find out.
Away from the store. They don't want anybody to go towards that store right now. It is a very active scene still. All hands are on deck with Chesapeake Police and first responders. They are getting some assistance from Virginia State Police and Virginia Beach, helping mostly with traffic control around there. And they are still looking for folks in the store. They are sweeping the store now. It's a big store, superstore. With a grocery and other things. It's so it could be before tomorrow before we know. It could be later than that. Centera Norfolk General Hospital has confirmed that they have 5 patients there that they are treating. They don't have updates on those patients' conditions right now. That's as of 12:44 when we talked to them about a half hour ago. Again, still sweeping the store there, and we could possibly have another update from police in a few hours. We have Evan Stewart was out here talking just because he's from Chesapeake, and we've lived not far from that area, and we've shopped there. Just to put it in perspective, first of all, Chesapeake is a huge city, so when you're talking about the response, it really borders Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, Portsmouth.
Yeah, and 2 North Carolina counties, and looking at some of the scanner traffic, that it was all hands on deck, all medics, everybody report to this area. And, one thing that's great is in this area is we have the mutual aid. So, while the medics here in Chesapeake are at this location, other cities will help out in case there are other emergencies. And I think that's something that says a lot about the cooperation of all the communities with the mutual aid with neighboring cities.
Thank goodness when you have something like this big happen. Of course, there's going to be something else, a medical emergency or maybe other crimes happening at the same time.
Yeah, you mentioned we talked with Terry Brown, a friend of yours, a little while ago. She was in the store about an hour, let's say, before that all happened. She said it was very crowded, as you would expect, for a couple days before Thanksgiving, but nothing really out of the ordinary, other than people just a little bit stressed, perhaps, getting ready for Thanksgiving and doing their shopping. But again, it's a superstore, so it was crowded, and that's a lot of people. And again, the number has, and that happens in stores like this. The number kind of moves and shifts and whatnot. So we might not have clarity on that for a while. Let's bring Sarah Hammond back in. I'm sorry, Angelique Arontak, who's also at the Walmart gathering information for us. Angelique, do we know anything else from your perspective?
So we got a little bit of perspective here from a man who was just inside the store at 9:50 p.m. So that's approximately the time he left. I just spoke with him moments ago. So he recounts walking away from the store, and then after 10 p.m., he heard those gunshots pretty muffled from the vantage point he was at over at the gas station over here, but he heard those shots ring out through the parking lot, and he could hear it. He heard it, he says, in rapid succession, and all he could do was really think about, what if he had chosen to stay? He said that he had gone there just for toothpaste, but what if he had wanted to check out the electronics section? What if he had chosen to bring his kids with there? So all those questions are emerging right now, but all he could really say was that he is extending thoughts and prayers to the victims' families at this time. The man who was inside the store just right before that shooting says this is a senseless act. Someone, he says he lives here in Chesapeake, but staying at a hotel just across the street right now. And he just recounts hearing those shots. Following those gunshots, he saw the aftermath of the people rushing out of the store and just the screams echoing through the parking lot right after the gunman opened fire. We, of course, know from officials that the sole suspected shooter in this case is dead. Police say there are multiple fatalities plus injuries. We also heard from a spokesperson with Sentara Health tonight that there are 5 patients at Sentara Norfolk General Hospital receiving treatment. How exactly they are doing is unknown at this time. Back here in Chesapeake, we are at another end of the shopping center, a little bit closer to Sam's, where we are seeing some kind of stragglers over here, some employees who understandably did not want to talk to me or talk to me very briefly, but I do want to recall a conversation.
Yeah, apparently we have a little bit of a problem with
All right, well, they're not, it's just terrible. That we check in on that for a second. But anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for being here tonight. Yeah, really kind of puts life into perspective. Thoughts and prayers with all the victims, families. It's terrible. Have a good night.
I guess